Well, the drum at one side, the half-time horn at the other side. And the huddle in the middle of the field from the Toronto Wolfpack, who were handing out man hugs after the warm-up before they left the field. Well, now it's time for the rugby to do the talking. And interestingly, the QLT made the comment that if Halifax can cut out the errors, the Wolfpack are beatable. Obviously, London Broncos know how to do that. Can Halifax find a way to do it this afternoon? They lost 20 points to 6 to the Canadian side earlier in the season. Underway, a long deep kick which comes down into the in-goal area, and Halifax will get the ball for the 6 tackles of this match. And the Toronto Wolfpack, with a full-time star-studded team, are going to do the best to impose herself against this Halifax side early in this game. There's Blake Wallace that kicked off, and Halifax struggling to get out of their own 10 and are being pushed backwards towards their own line by Corey Patterson. And again, Halifax struggling to get through this hard-working defence. Will Sharp looks for a way through. Halifax are up to the 20-metre line, and Liam Morris, the referee, has signalled the last tackle, so it'll go back to Morrell, who's had the pressure put on him. But Blake Wallace will receive it at full back and run it back up to the 40. Good tackle here. There, and Liam Kay coming in from the wing. Liam Kay, a score of 10 tries, the top scorer in the Toronto side this afternoon. Halifax looking to defend. Bob Bezic up from dummy half. Sims, well, doesn't offer break a tackle, but he's managed to get the ball away to McCrone. Good offload, and Halifax under the cost straight away, but the referee blows the whistle. I've seen something there perhaps with McCrone, I think it is. He's having words with the touch judge. Well, that's decided that play will continue. No indication of penalties. Bezic give it to Aston Sims again. Fiji international aside from Warrington. Bezic across the line, looking for support, gets it to Briar Lane. Blake Wallace linking into the line from full back because he got the ball down. The referee says no. Halifax have answered the first questions from the Toronto attack. And they looked a bit shaky of Toronto. They only beat Dewsbury 23-12, so they'll be looking to stamp their authority. They know that with London Broncos 5 points behind, but the opportunity is there as Patterson takes the flat ball, but Halifax there to defend again, 5 metres out from their own line. Bezic looking for options left and right, goes to the right, out to Brierlett. Stacking numbers on that far side, and Halifax struggling to make the tackle. Have they held him up again? They have. That's great work in defence. It makes me wonder how long a team can do it for. Brierlett, crossfield kick. Test the defence, Heat goes up for it, comes down and drops it backwards. And there's a mess, there's a lost ball, and so it looks like Toronto will get the put in at the scrum, but he just unable to take it. And they've got hands on it and lost it coming down in the tackle. And perhaps as he was coming down he didn't have time to bring the ball down to his chest and carried it loosely. But the impact has jolted it from his hands, and the attention from the Wolfpack defender. Has it gone to the back of the scrum, but referee has said we'll go down again and put the ball in. Not happy with the way the scrum went, but it gets gets the long pass away to Briley. Briley gets the short pass away. And Halifax still defending in their own 10. Work to be done here for Halifax as Emmett drives it forward to within 2 metres of the Halifax line. Bezic moves to acting half, Ashton's the dummy runner, and this time the Halifax defence is broken. Much to the joy of the people here who are supporting the Canadian side. Jacob Emmett crashing through the Halifax defence, which must be feeling the effects of that early onslaught from the Toronto side who've had the possession. Darcy Lussick, I think, being awarded that try. It was Darcy Lussick, it's a debut try. And for the Australian side from Manly, ranked to have offers on the table from Super League clubs, but has taken a big money move to Toronto. Briley ain't going to miss from that range. So Halifax yet to get out of their own half with a football. That's yet to get out of their own 40 with a football. And a good start for Paul Rowley's side after a heap of possession. Unfortunate to lose the possession as he came down. Toronto stamping up and stamping their authority on this game early on. Scott Morrell waits to restart. A little bit of hesitation, and then Blake Wallace pops the ball up, and Halifax make the tackle on the 10 metre line. Bezic moves into acting arm. It was the first runner. Powell in off the wing. Powell gets to try and continue forward. Halifax defence tries to push him back as Emmett drives the ball up. Darcy Lussick up to the 40 metre line. Toronto making steady progress, and Briley will kick over the top. Not sure he was looking for a 40-20, he was just looking to put pressure on Will Sharp, I think, and he went for the ball steal. The ball's come loose, and there's an opportunity for Corey Patterson. Well, QLT said cut out the errors. Halifax have made one and paid the price, and they're going to pay a price from a second one. Out to Macron to Wallace, the full back, jimming into the line from full back. Put down on the 10 metre line. Bezic goes to the right again with Aston Sims, who offloads to Emmett. And Emmett's put down 6 metres out. Bezic goes on his own, and Bezic, well, denied a try by the Halifax defence and the post player. They'll get up and play the ball back to Macron to Patterson, and Patterson, the Australian, Newcastle and North Queensland, came over and played for Salford and Hull KR. There's a kick through which Halifax have managed to gather, and off the hook for the moment. It's Fairbank who's managed to rescue the situation there from that Halifax. That kick through from Bezic, and Will Sharp coming in off the drop off ball into Aston Sims. Brandon Moore to Johnson, Grady, dumped to the ground, and Fairbank will run it from the middle now, and Fairbank testing in the Toronto defence, and they need a third man in there to stop Fairbank. And they haven't managed to put him to the ground. We'll go back to Morell on the last tackle for the kick. Angled over to Pownell, and Pownell gets the kind bounce, and then Blake Wallace comes up again in support but gets hammered by Johnson and Grady. Short ball from Bezic. And the ball is somehow offloaded. And Toronto make more metres towards halfway. And Brian will go early for the kick in the tackle count. Emmett will get it away to Patterson as Halifax appeal for a forward pass. There's not even any reaction from the referee there, so play continues with Aston Sims brushing away Fairbank, getting the offload away to Patterson and Rawsthorne. Well, Halifax know all about Rawsthorne and his capabilities, making good progress before he was taken up by Hull and then moved to Toronto due to lack of first team opportunities. Into acting half. Riley with a kick out wide. Ball is knocked backwards off the hand. Powell somehow keeps it alive, and Toronto Riley will kick it to this side of the field where people are queuing up. Liam Kay is queuing up, and Liam Kay will get a second try. Poor defence from Halifax on both sides of the field there. And Liam Kay gets his 11th try of the season. Well, again Halifax struggling to get any sort of decent possession against this Toronto side, and Briley causing problems twice with a kick there, first out to the wide right and then over to this left hand side where Halifax were fairly light on defence anyway, and Kay managing to push himself away from the man and squeeze over the line. Briley with a second opportunity with the boot to extend the lead, double the lead for the Toronto Wolfpack.
Scores it?
We haven't got
money does for it. Money speaks and buy a team.
Riley gets another conversion. And 12-0. Riley's 45th goal of the season. Puts him on to 117 for the season. Another well judged high kick, and Toronto running it back at the start, and Halifax could be left wanting out wide here. That look forward to Rawsthorne. He turns inside and Chester Butler gets back to bring him down and tries to steal the ball as well. Off goes Liam Kay again from acting half, and Kay proving a real handful. Well, Toronto willing to throw the ball about and getting the rewards of getting themselves back into the Halifax half of the field. Emmett to Briley, and Halifax looking to number up on that far side as Blake Wallace gets inside the Halifax 10. Briley to Lussick, scored one already and on a rampage toward the line looking for a second, but Halifax eventually haul him down with three defenders.
Over there.
Emmett to Macron, and Macron running back towards the place where the previous tackle took place. Referee holds his hand up and has seen a knock on there at the play. The ball from Bob Bezic, thankfully for Halifax, because it was very close to being certainly 16 if not 18-0 there. Well, Halifax will get possession, but they've yet to carry the ball in the Toronto half of the field. Johnson will feed the scrum, and Salt will try and run the ball out, but once again, well, they don't call him a pack for nothing, because there's a pack of defenders there on Saltonstall. Will Sharp will find the same attention, 3 defenders around him. Will Sharp trying to stay on his feet. Halifax once again struggling to get away out of their own quarter of the field.
Is them out there? No, that one is, isn't it?
Again, Halifax have lost the ball and spilt up possession. And Halifax really struggled with Pownell to unlock the Halifax defence, but they go back for the first defence with a knock on the free play, not giving any advantage to the Canadian side. Well, they'll get head and feed at the scrum. And a massive challenge for Halifax now at 12 points down to pluck something out of this game. And Toronto are more than making amends for their struggle last week in the Challenge Cup against Barrow. Not for the first time up in Cumbria did Paul Rowley's side breathe a sigh of relief after struggling past Barrow, but Dewsbury the week before 23-12. So in some games they've been really dominant, in other games they've only just made it through. So far they've been very, very dominant in this game as Macron gets it away. Full back Wallace into the line again. Liam Kay from acting half might have a go on his own, but gets it inside to Patterson, who offloads to Emmett. And Emmett stopped on the 10-metre line. Bezic gets the ball to Brierley. The runner's there for Brierley, and Halifax making the tackle again. And Jack Bussett. Could be another try here. Third try, Halifax hanging off at the play the ball. Bob Bezic going over, and Halifax. Well, the whole pre-match has been somewhat disrupted, with neither side able to get onto the pitch until 5:30. They were still playing football on it at 5:15. The council-owned pitch being let out to obviously anybody that's willing to pay the money. But the disruption seems to have affected Toronto less than it has Halifax, who've travelled down this morning from West Yorkshire. And at the moment it's a miserable afternoon without any possession of value and any sort of attacking option in the Toronto's half of the field. Scott Morrell finds himself kicking off again as Ashton Sims this time drives the ball up rather than goes for the passes. But now Lussick, and Lussick was smashed then by Griggs head on. Brandon Moore and Fairbank was also there, and Lussick not happy with the attention. Griggs had a smile on his face, and Emmett's tackled, and here comes Ashton Sims again. A better effort in defence this time from Halifax, showing a lot more commitment and a lot more vigour, and here comes Lussick again over halfway, and Halifax have managed to do a good job this time, but it depends on where Brierley puts the ball and how Halifax can kick it back. Will Sharp being tested with that one, it's swirling around in the wind. And Will Sharp a lot of work to do, and well, he's almost away from the tacklers and still struggling to make yards forward is Will Sharp. Yeah, he did well there, so it looked as though he's going to be pushed back towards his own line again. Conor McGrath taking the ball over the 20. Saltonstall takes the ball up, he's drifted across the field. And Ben Heaton tries to find a hole in the Toronto defence. Griggs to Johnson, and Johnson evades one tackle, then two, gets it away to Tyra. Halifax are on a run on that far side. Tyra takes the ball into the tackle of Powell with McGrath outside him, and Halifax get the first penalty of the match for a ball strip in the tackle, or after it was called held. And finally an opportunity for Halifax. Well played by Ben Johnson, they're managing to get away from two defenders, get the ball out wide and set Tyra off on that far side. Fairbank to Moore throws a loose pass away. Will Sharp will pick it up and look for somewhere to go. Well, he's made some metres forward, but Halifax need to respect the possession and make the most of it, because they're not going to get a lot of chances the way this game's going so far. Griggs gets to within 18 metres. Brandon Moore gets the ball away. Morrell to Chester Butler, and Chester Butler almost out of the tackle, and Morrell left flattened on the floor. Not seen by any of the officials. Griggs gets it away to Johnson. Johnson to Tyra. Tyra trying to spin out the tackles on the far side while Morrell receives attention. Stop the clock now. Well, the touch judge and the referee didn't see what went on there. That left Morrell on the floor, and I certainly didn't. Halifax were playing some fluent rugby and putting the passes together. Well, this will benefit Toronto, who are making a change. Taking off Ashton Sims, I think it is on that far side. And a long break for Morrell. I think they're counting his teeth, I think. The referee coming over to have a look. I'm not sure how good these floodlights are going to be in the second half as the light fades over Harringay. Well, whatever's troubled Scott Morrell certainly left him struggling to his feet. Taking his jaw. Showpiece event which is so far going the way of the Toronto side. Will Sharp into the line. Will Sharp's lost it, but it's gone backwards, and he'll have a go around the outside of the defence. Will Sharp still going off loads to Conor McGrath, tries to come inside, and Halifax losing ground. Toronto defence a little bit offside there as Chester Butler drives it into a four-man tackle. Last one of this set. Liam Morris raises his hand again. Ben Johnson chips through, and it could come up for Conor McGrath. Oh, well, Halifax just couldn't get Powell back over the line. He got the bounce of the ball, managed to stay in the field of play. Liam Kane will try and run it out, and Halifax do by that possession, and working defence now. 3 tackles gone. The Toronto Wolfpack still in their own territory. Ashton Sims is still on. I'm sure they made a change on that far side, or maybe Sims was just receiving some attention as Emmett takes it up to the Toronto 30-metre line. Best set of defence from Halifax as McCrone with a big kick downfield. Saltonstall feels and runs back at some pace and gets back almost to the 40-metre line. Well, Halifax have found a way to get around the Toronto defence once. Can they do it again? They're going to find it tough up the middle with the forwards in the mood they're in for tackling. Saltonstall goes back up the middle, gets to halfway. Griggs gets it away to Johnson, and Johnson goes on a run that ends on the Toronto 40-metre line. Brandon Moore looking up for the options and finds Will Mayer, and Mayer drives it forward. Last tackle again, back to Johnson, who kicks into the corner again for McGrath to chase, but that bounce of the ball just bringing it out into touch on that far side. So Blake Wallace and Conor McGrath chasing that one. Play stopped again, wait for the scrum on the 10-metre line. Out the back of the scrum, not the best of passes, but it's taken in by fullback Wallace. Toronto this time making sure they make yards with the ball, looking for the quick play. Rawsthorne takes it up over the 40, tackled by Griggs and Heaton. Didn't like the attention from Heaton, I don't think, but Riley gets it out to the far side, and that's good marking on that far side. It was Conor McGrath the first man in. It was Grady backing him up to make sure the tackle was complete on Powdell. Sam Hopkins is on for the Toronto side. Not sure who's gone off. Will Sharp will be invited to run it back again by Ryan Brealey's kick downfield. And Halifax back to the 30. Conor McGrath trying to force his way through the big Toronto forwards. Halifax struggling to make any impact at the moment. Saltonstall taking it up. Well, Halifax seem to be relying on the backs a lot to take the ball up. Perhaps I will go with the forwards with Will Mayer. Find it tough to get through a three-man tackle 5 metres from halfway. Brandon Moore goes from acting half, and Brandon Moore out of one tackle, he's out of two tackles, and then he's passed the ball, but only to Ashton Sims. I think it would have been forward anyway. Jacob Fairbank unable to stop Sims there. Well, the best chance Halifax have had coming from Brandon Greenwood's break. Not the best of passes, which was attempting to find Ben Johnson. Powdell. Hinkson, not Paddy Hinkson, taking the ball over halfway. Look. Sam Hopkins to the 40. And Lee plays in this six. Lee plays in this Toronto side, of course, following Rowley over the Atlantic. And Liam Kay almost in the touch there. McCrone will kick the ball, and that one will. Well, eventually Will Sharp took a chance, and it looked as though it might have stayed in play at one point, but went out of play, and Will Sharp will run it back from the 20-metre tap with not a lot of energy when he got there after he'd run the ball back. An easy tackle for the Toronto defence to make. That looks like Elliot Morris is on for Halifax. The ball come loose. Halifax get a second penalty. A chance for Scott Morrell to kick Halifax back into the Toronto half of the field. He has done by about 6 metres. Halifax still looking for the first score. 18 points to 0 in favour of the Toronto Wolfpack. James Reid on for Halifax and having an impact. And then losing possession as he tried to get it away. Brandon Moore exchanging pleasantries with Adam Hickson, it looked like there as the ball was played. Bezic to McCrone. McCrone short ball to Patterson. Stacking men down the left hand side again. McCrone steps inside one, steps inside two, stops at Fairbank, who needs some assistance in pushing McCrone back a couple of metres. He gets it from Green and Eaton. Bezic gets the pass away. And Halifax. And now the ball carrier Adam Sidlow. As Briley hoists another high kick to test Conor McGrath this time, and McGrath up to it and away from the first attempted tackle. Took the ball well under pressure, and again the little interference from Toronto. Will Sharp looking for a gap and not finding it in that Toronto defence. Sol goes from acting half, and well, he would have suspected he may have caught Toronto offside there, but the referee not taking any action. James Green goes again. He's replaced Will Mayer. Ball back inside to Morris. Griggs last tackle. And Burrell will kick to the corner. I hope that ball will go out, but it won't. Blake Wallace will be allowed to pick it up. Brings it back a couple of metres. After trading the chasers, and here come Toronto looking for something on this side of the field again, but Liam Kay caught by Ben Heaton. Jacob Fairbank and Chester Butler. Any appeals for forward pass not even acknowledged by the officials. Patterson takes the ball. Short side from Bezic again to Rawthorne. Needs to be watched as Rawthorne, and he's tackled by 3 just outside the Halifax 40. Last tackle. Back to McGrone. Put it down the touchline again. And this time keeping the right side of the flag as far as the Toronto Wolfpack side are concerned. To force Halifax to scrum on the 10-metre line again. They seem to have settled it a little bit with Halifax, but now they face pressure from this scrum to bring the ball away from their own quarter again. Toronto 18-0 up, just happy to push Halifax back constantly and challenge them to bring the ball away. Scott Morrell is receiving attention again. Shane Grady has dropped out of the scrum. Takes the carry up to almost the 20-metre line. Trying to get up and play it quickly, but Bezic was all over him. And again, smothering defence from Toronto as Fairbank drives it forward, gets over the 30. Johnson shows it inside and then goes, but he's probably picked one of the biggest men on the Toronto side to try and beat him, Darcy Lussick. And Jono complaining, and well, he's complaining about attention around the play of the ball, but the referee, much to the joy of the Halifax supporters, has finally given an offside against the Toronto Wolfpack. And Burrell puts the ball into touch 23 metres out from the Toronto line. Halifax still looking for the first points. James Green looking to create something. Tackled by 3 white-shirted defenders, and a mix from the last man up. Simon Griggs gets the ball away to Conor McGrath. Loves to play the ball. Brandon Moore gets it to Johnson. Johnson's pass to Fairbank is a poor one. Corey Patterson kicks on. Well, QLT said cut the errors out, and they've been not that Halifax had scored, but they don't want to give possession away. Playing without the ball too much already at Halifax, without giving the luxury of more possession to the Toronto side. Crone feeds the scrum. Bezic off the back to Brierley, and Brierley to Hinkson. Hinkson over the 20-metre line and then pushed back. Hopkins only makes 5 metres. Sidlow makes another 10. Looking for the penalty. Has to get up and play it. Toronto to halfway. Well, they can look either side. They'll have Brierley one side to kick if they need it. They'll have McCrone at this side, and the offloading the tackle might catch Halifax light in defence, but it's been thrown away. They get 6 more tackles, and Halifax might be chasing shadows here as Brierley supports the offload from Ackers. Well, Halifax have paid the price again from an error they made in the red zone of the Toronto Wolfpack. Toronto able to pick the ball up, and Halifax trying to chase down Ackers and got to him, but Brierley in support, and he would expect every good half back to be, and Brierley puts it down under post to give himself a simple conversion. Well, they did say it would be an against the odds win today if Halifax could muster one, but at this stage it looks highly impossible at 24-0 down. Approaching half time, Halifax with virtually no chances in the first half. But succumb to the power of the full-time star-studded London Broncos, who are on probably £1.5 million salary budget. And, Brierley makes it 24-0, and Halifax need to do something to restore some respectability to their efforts. Well, no mercy being shown by the Toronto Wolfpack, and Halifax unable to put in a performance of any memory at the moment. Marcin Lussick driving the ball up to the 20. Gets carry from Sam Hopkins, and Halifax struggling to stop this Toronto momentum forward at the moment as Powell comes in off the wing. One-handed pick up from McCrone, offloads, and Halifax struggling again. Hopkins is put down on the 40 minutes, the last tackle. Brierley will kick it down the touchline, and that will be an offside. It came off a Halifax man into the hands of Simon Griggs. I think Ben Keogh's just come on, and that just about sums Halifax's look up this afternoon, really. Brierley calling the shots from behind the ball. Puts it into touch, and Halifax looking at holding out till half time at 24-0. After the first half performance from the Wolfpack, it might be a big ask as Wallace almost spins out of the tackle. It's put down 5 metres away. Well, Halifax defence, which has been their strength in the opening half of the season, looks to have deserted them this afternoon, as once again they're caught from acting half, and it looks like Andy Ackers, the former London Broncos player, another former league player in this Toronto side, has possibly put this match Way out of Halifax's control now, it's damage limitation. For Halifax, as Briley just takes a drink before lining up his next attempted conversion. Kicked 4 from 4 already. There's no reason from where he is, so he's not going to kick this one. There's 5 metres to the left hand side of the uprights. And again, Halifax. Well, an unforced error, but they were offside. They gave possession away with a penalty. And have been made to pay again as Briley converts another 2 points. Halifax trailing 30 points to 0. Morrell restarts, ball into the hands of Briley. He gets the pass away to Sidlow, and Sidlow making meters with 2 defenders around him, gets it back over the 20. Lusick driving the ball forward, was had a big impact as Lusick. That pass looked forward, but they get away with it. Johnson able to pick it out of the air, and Johnson away on the far side. Defenders trying to chase him down, he'll give it to McGrath, and Halifax will get a try late in the first half that gives them some hope, and it's Toronto that are made to pay for the mistake this time. Ben Johnson knew that he had the pace to go the full way with the defenders chasing him down, but McGrath outside him hardly supplied the pass, and Conor McGrath has got first points for Halifax. Well, could they be mounting a comeback? But they needed something before half time. Lack of opportunities, and the one they've got has come off a Toronto mistake. Halifax can force the errors, perhaps put some pressure on, but Toronto don't make too many mistakes. I don't think they'll be too upset about the fact that they've made one late in the first half and given Halifax perhaps a foot in the door. And Shane Grady, who kicked 103 goals in his Windows career between 2008 and 11. Steve tied it off. Shane Grady, not short of kicking experience, but short on the hitting the target there. It remains at Toronto 30, Halifax 4, and Green trying to bounce the Toronto defenders away. Brandon Douglas on for Halifax as Saltonstall takes the ball up, and that's a penalty because there was well, he's looked at Connie Patterson for saying something and pointed at him. But Andy Ackers was swinging around the neck of James Saltonstall then. Only about 4 penalties of Halifax. Yet to concede one. Chester Butler trying to stay on his feet. Gets to halfway. Rawthorne all over him. Slowing down the play of the ball. Elliot Morris. Ball was hit almost as soon as he took the ball then. He thought about passing. Ben Kay gets into Johnson and Griggs into the line at pace. Tackle 2 metres outside the 40. Hickson being pushed away, and the kick from Kay from Johnson is for Conor McGrath. Well taken by Wallace. To the quick pass, which he thought was was on Hickson on the far side. Suddenly Halifax have found a little bit of impetus and momentum after that try. Could be caught out here. Liam Kay with Ben Heaton turns inside and Butler sticks with him. Saltonstall. McGrone gives it to Lussick. Falls to a three-man tackle and Halifax have managed to contain the Toronto side in their own half. So we'll go back to McGrone for another kick down the touchline. It's Will Sharp. Well, no, I was going to feel that then, but lets the ball go into touch and a dismal 35 minutes for Halifax in that first half when they barely created an opportunity, but they didn't have the possession to do it. And tries from Lussick, Kay, Resing, Brierley and Ackers, and 100% completion rate from Ryan Bradley with 6 from 6. A late consolation in the first half for Conor McGrath after a mistake, and almost undoing the defence again. Ben Johnson with a kick through which Wallace was able to get to just before McGrath, but as that try given Halifax a little bit of impetus for the second half, because they're going to need some, because they trail in London at half time, the New River Stadium. Toronto Wolfpack 30, Halifax 4. Well, it looks like the rain's starting to come down again. A lot different than it was than Halifax's last 3 visits. Well, they had a 100% win rate at the London Scholars before today. Looks like that might go by the way this afternoon in the game. Still 40 minutes to go, and respectability and damage limitations will be Halifax's aim in this second half as Riley takes the ball, gives it to Sidlow for the first drive of the second half. Halifax moving back quickly to the defensive mark. Briley looks for support, finds Hickson. Halifax put him down just over the 40-metre line. Hickson not happy with the attention. McCrone gets it away to Patterson, and Patterson trying to push off defenders, and Hemmett is hit there well by Douglas. 2 metres inside the Halifax half. Last tackle, back to Briley for the kick. Gets a high kick away which Sharp's there to field 5 metres out from his own line, and Will Sharp charges it back at the Toronto defence. And Blake Wallace has been left on the floor with a head injury. And immediate attention for Blake Wallace. Interesting, the referee blow the whistle immediately. Wasn't the case, of course, with Scott Morrell in the first half when play continued for a second couple of tackles. We'll be looking at a review of that incident. Looks like Scott Morrell was maybe taken high and late, put something in the jaw, someone in the jaw. And Blake Wallace still on the floor, finally helped up into the seating position by the medical staff. The field after the will be for the HIA, but he's staggering a little bit, needing assistance. That means an entry for Richard Whiting, the former Hull Well, the referee stopped play then to pull back the Toronto defenders that were offside, and on the right hand side of him they were still pushing a couple of metres forward. Good drive by Green as Griggs sent Grady on a dummy run. Might have been better to give him the ball there. Ben Kay to Johnston, Johnston to Morris, and Morris caught by Patterson, and Patterson needing assistance with a tackle. Morris getting upended. Oh, that's a puncher on Chester Butler. Last tackle, it'll go back to Morrell for the kick down the touchline. Well, I'm not sure if Morrell was in the forcing then, but the ball hasn't gone out of play. It might do now as Eaton and Saltonstall raced down to tackle Liam Kay. Couldn't put him over the touchline. I think Kay had to play for that, so it looked pretty close to a 40-20, and Halifax are penalised for offside. First penalty of the game to the Toronto Wolfpack. They're getting up in a good position, chasing the kick. They're able to control their excitement. Offside to the referee. They'll be pushed back to defending in their own half of the field. Sidlow drives it up and then gets knocked back with what the Toronto players are claiming is a shoulder charge. And Brandon Douglas has come off second best to that one. He's still on the floor and in some pain. Brandon Douglas. Certainly a big hit from which the Toronto Wolfpack claimed it was a shoulder hit. And the Wolfpack medical team just taking an opportunity to look at Adam Sidlow after that impact. Brandon Douglas has been rolling the regs around in some sort of agony since he's been down on the floor. It's not looking too good at the moment. They need a stretcher for Brandon Douglas here. Oh no, he's back on his feet but not taking any chances leaving the field. Halifax needs to get somebody stripped on quickly. Will Mayer will be back on. Sidlow will play the ball on the Halifax 40. Pushing forward with Hopkins, and there's an opportunity here for Higson, but Halifax get back to make the tackle. Marking up on the short side, does it leave them susceptible on the open side, but Halifax have got out to make the tackle and push Hopkins back over the 10 metre line. Grown to Patterson, and Patterson's hauled down on the 5th tackle. Back to Briley, shapes the kick and Grady will let it run loose, and Conor McGrath looked like he had his feet in the air then, but he's managed to put the ball over the dead ball line. It doesn't relieve the pressure for long for Halifax, who now have to defend 6 tackles. Halifax not in any particular rush to get the ball back into play as they try to prepare for this next assault on the line by the Toronto side. Morrell looking for a bit of distance, managed to get it to halfway. Briley underneath it, gives it inside to Sidlow. He passes to Powell. Powell looks for the gap in the Halifax defence. We've got a lot of work to do in this game so far, hasn't Powell. Sidlow goes again with a second run towards the Halifax line. Hackers waits at acting half. Scoop from dummy half. Riley's moved in now. And gets it away. And Halifax struggling to bring down Hopkins. They do eventually. Inches away from the line. Will Sharp trying to slow down the play of the ball. Ackers gets it away to Briley. Briley to McCrone. McCrone a short ball to Patterson, which looked to have a hit the forward on it, but last tackle again from Briley. Bring the ball across into the in-goal area again. And who did it come off? Well, the ball's got into touch, so it's a scrum down. So it's Halifax possession on the turnover. Good tackle by Grady on Jack Bussett. Salton Stall. Well, not getting too far. Bussett all over him and then not moving out of the way. Benke, I think, looking to catch the Toronto defence offside. Johnson to Mayer. Mayer almost up to the 30. Benke appealing for the penalty, and Morel goes for the 40-20. He won't get to the 20, but he goes into touch. 5 metres from the 20-metre line. Might have to rely on kicking themselves out of trouble. To get themselves into the Toronto half. It's still the same score as it was at half time so far, with Toronto leading 30 points to 4. Dixon looking for the gap, not finding it, just finding 3 Halifax defenders in his way. And a loose ball, and Halifax have been penalised. Penalised Halifax for not standing square to play the ball, and that's what it appeared to be. And another penalty. High tackle from James Green. And Halifax being pushed back by indiscretions. Hopkins gets to the 30-metre line and is pushed almost back to the 40. Ackers gets it to Sidlow, who's proving a handful again as he carries the ball towards the Halifax line. Gets up, plays it quickly on the 20. Ackers goes on his own, looking for a second. Brought down 8 metres out, McCrone moved into acting half and gets a short pass away, which looked a yard forward. Well, that certainly looked forward as Patterson crashed over on the short ball. Well, consecutive penalties pushing Halifax back and giving the Toronto Wolfpack position from which to attack the Halifax line. Sidlow and Ackers making the important meters, and then Patterson crashing over off what looked like a forward pass. Violet 6 from 6 in the first half. Riley front of the post, no problem. So ticking over again. Defence and attack have been really good in the last 4 consecutive wins. It looks like Toronto are going to make it 11 wins in a row before they go back over the Atlantic next week. And a knock on against Sidlow. Adam Sidlow will be rather tired because he's put the ball up the most of these Toronto, more than any of the other Toronto players in this second half so far, but at that time putting the ball down. So an opportunity maybe for Halifax, who once again have not had a great deal of possession. Through their own work or in conceding the penalties. Looking for some respectability, putting the ball down, and the counter-attack is on from the Toronto Wolfpack. Ends on the 20-metre line. I don't suppose the rain falling is making conditions any easier. Wolfpack have been training on the 4G pitch all week. Halifax limited exposure to that surface has been at the London Broncos, their own training field in the Consolidation College. Short ball, and it's Sidlow again on the end of the pass from Hopkins. Macron turns it back inside, and in fact being pushed back to defending near their own line again in the red zone already. Referee signalling last tackle. Riley will get more kicking practice in as he tries to put pressure on McGrath, and McGrath is under pressure from 3 defenders as soon as he takes the ball, and they try to carry him back over his own line, but McGrath concedes in the tackle, and then Jack Bussett puts his hand in and gives a penalty away. Scott Morrell. That's a good kick from Morrell from a narrow angle. Managed to make it to halfway. Harwell's dropped to full back. Couldn't get to that one. Okay, to Griggs to Johnson. Johnson drops the shoulder. A bit of an off there for Ben Johnson, trying to find a gap. He's found one in the first half. A kick that almost put McGrath in. Okay, to the right hand side. Morrell gets the pass away. Sharp gets it, and it comes off a Toronto hand, does it? The referee will have to pick the balls out of that one. The pass didn't reach its intended target in Saltonstall, and Toronto have got the possession at the scrum. Halifax has Halifax's completion rate is by their own recent standards very low, very poor. Another breaking play. Halifax have second and Dewsbury. It's finished with the summer bash. It will be an opportunity to make amends for a slip up here this afternoon. It's always going to be tough for Halifax. This is full-time Toronto side. They've really got themselves up for this game. They really haven't had to run at full speed in this second half yet, with a lead in the first half at 30 points to 4. Toronto now trying to get the ball out wide, and a good tackle by McGrath on Powell moved to full-back. Whiting. Ackers with strapping around the head, gets the ball away. Halifax there to make the tackle again. Ashton Sims back on. Toronto keep going forward, that's unusual. Briley caught with the ball. Ackers moves in, Sidlow the runner again for Toronto. Briley gets the ball out wide, and the referee has seen a forward pass, much to the joy of the Halifax supporters, because they've seen a lot more than him during this game. Tackle there from Whiting. Will Sharp into Will Mayer. And Mayer taking 4 defenders a couple of metres. Taking off James Green and Simon Griggs. Ben Kate bounces away from one. Ben Kay taking on the Toronto defence on his own and almost getting through the second line of defence there. And Ashton Sims not John Jack Bussey for the tackle. And a penalty for offside against the Toronto Wolfpack. Kick for Tooks. Centre field will go to the right hand side. Halifax looking for more points. Will Mayer driving the ball in, but that's a good strong tackle from Ackers. Round the legs up in the big Halifax forward. And now it moves out wide, and again the defenders there. The ball been loose again. Halifax completion rate complete continues to falter. Halifax will try and see what they can try and do in defence. Carrying through the first tackle, gets over the 20. Sidlow, inevitably Adam Sidlow, it's in the second half. Ashton Sims runs the ball up, but Will Mayer not taking a backward step with assistance from Ben Kate. Bussey Well, what about obstruction for that? Referees allowing play on. Hopkins on the last tackle. Back to Brealek. Going to drill it down the touchline. He does, just to put the ball into touch. Well, into this second half. Halifax have limited the damage somewhat, just conceding a try and a goal so far. Always going to be a big ask at 30 points to 4. There's going to be a big ask from 18 points to 0 for Halifax. And Toronto took the ball and just unpicked Halifax and just demolished them in the first 15-20 minutes. Halifax have managed to stem the flow for now. Saltonstall gets away from one. Patterson. Well, Patterson went in late then, after the pass had been made. Saltonstall goes from acting half and there's a ball steal and there's offside, says the referee. Halifax will get a chance to kick their way out of the red zone. Trying to encourage the team at 36 points to 4. Quick play, the ball from Saltonstall is back by the referee. Another go. Halifax up to the 40. Fading lights, Chester Butler with a strong run. Johnson gets it away to Sharp, and Sharp caught by Briley, who needed assistance, and then dragging Sharp back towards the halfway line. Hickson. Johnson gets it to Fairbank. And once again, Toronto pushing Fairbank back. Nothing Halifax can do about it. Will Sharp will try and make the yards back that were lost in the last 2 tackles and just getting successfully over halfway. Johnston bounce off. White in initial effort, Atkins making the tackle. Morrell looking for space behind the Toronto defence and putting a neat little kick in, which goes into 3 metres from the corner flag. Back for a scrum on the 10-metre line, and the referee wants a word with somebody. Not sure who's calling out there. Fairbank and Morrell. Fairbank was the man that was called out, but Morrell going as captain. Not quite sure what that was for, but nothing bad enough to want another penalty concession from Halifax. Toronto to bring it out of their own red zone. Whiting tackle 15 metres out from the Toronto line. Ball popped up to Sidlow by Liam Kay. Suddenly take up a dummy half roll. Halifax give another penalty away. Fizzling out into a bit of a no contest toward the end of this competition. Toronto with the 2 points in the bag. Halifax, at least up to now, have only conceded a try and a goal in the second half. They haven't improved the completion rate, which hasn't helped their chances of getting back into this game at all, as Sims drives the ball up. Emmett gets it away to to Brierley, and Hickson almost through the gap, Bussey rather through the gap. Morris trying to slow him down. Brierley kicks through, Fairbanks collects the ball, and Jacob Fairbanks is often a run out of defence and does well to carry the ball back on the kick return about 15 metres. McGrath sets off, but they're not going to get far because the Toronto defence to a man are almost in front of the referee. And Ben Heaton will try and take it up, but it's a stubborn and resolute Wolfpack defence. Kept Halifax quiet most of the afternoon. An offload, unintentional I think by Saltonstall, as Ben Heaton tries again to break through the defence, but Halifax struggling to make meters. Saltonstall from acting half, carrying the ball high, comes off the foot of Johnson, gets it away to Elliot Morris, and Morris just unable to shrug off Richard White in Halifax back in the Toronto's half, but it's the last tackle, so Morrell will hoist the ball, and Powell underneath it. How good's the chase from Halifax? It's pretty good from Sharp, and he brings Powell down 2 metres from his own half, and then but Powell went for the quick play of the ball, and Sharp was adjudged to be offside. That's another penalty that gets the Wolfpack away from their own red zone. Winning today, this match will leave Halifax 2 points adrift of the top 4, 14 points. Toronto will cement a 3-point lead at the top of the table, at least until tomorrow when Featherstone play. And Halifax will go back up to West Yorkshire and regroup for the Sheffield Eagles away next week, and Dewsbury at home the week after. Changes that have been made haven't really paid any dividends for Halifax. Coach Richard Marshall this afternoon, but we'll probably see QLT back in a Halifax shirt against his former club next week. Well, I suppose that's justice. A pass that was definitely forward, not called by the officials, but the pass back towards the wing on this near side, going into touch, giving Halifax the possession at the scrum into the last 10 minutes of the second half. A dismal day in London for Halifax. Again, they've only won 3 times on this ground. The form recently in London against the Broncos has not been too impressive. Broncos a different proposition, of course, for the Toronto Wolfpack. Although, as I said earlier, the London Broncos, they hammered the Toronto Wolfpack earlier in the season, and Elliot Morris almost face on face there with Jack Bussey in the tackle, almost ahead, clashes. James Green drives it forward with a strong run. So Bussey gets him round the ankle, stops just short of halfway. James Green, it's not an extender injury there as he was trying to step out of the tackle. Although it looks like the back of the net might be the problem. The referee stopping the game. And again having words, and he's putting that one on report. this. All appeals for a high tackle, waved away by the referee. Ben Johnston gets the pass away to Morrell, who skips the first line of defence and looks to get the offload away, and does somehow to Chester Butler, who's spinning and turning and weaving to get out of the tackles. Eventually put down for Morrell. Well, a better kick this time for Morrell. Not as deep as he'd like, but claimed again by Pownell. Liam Kay using his own player as a shield there. Definitely allowing play to continue. Dixon takes the ball almost up to the 40. Sidlow been back for a while. Sidlow he's had a rest now and he's back running the ball up. Emmett. Almost to the Halifax 40 last tackle. And now it's Riley's turn to test with a kick, a shorter kick, which could cause problems for Halifax. Don't we still let it go. Fortunate for Halifax, Ben Kay that stood where the ball finished up, and Saltonstall runs it up again, and then dumped on his back. Illegal tackle, says the referee. It's Brandon Moore back on for Halifax as Johnston steps one, steps two, gets the ball to support. I think it's Chester Butler again. James Green taking the Toronto's defence head on. And last tackle, Halifax still 25 metres away. Back to Johnston, and Johnston trying to get away from the defence, still beating players, and then chips through for himself to Johnson, gets the ball away, and Ben Heaton could get a late consolation for Halifax. An inventive play from Ben Johnson, who chipped over the top, manages to regather his own kick. Ben Heaton charging over the line. Defensive effort in the second half. Halifax have managed to come out of this game with some respectability because at 30 points to fall down then in the first half, and then conceding the early score in the second half. Probably would have been easy to roll over, and for Toronto to dominate, but Halifax have stuck to the defensive task anyway. Come out with some credibility in the second half, so Shane Grady continues. I'm not sure what the news is on Steve Tyrett. On Shane Grady's kick. The news is pretty good as he converts his first successful attempt to make it Toronto Wolfpack 36, Halifax 10. This time I think it's Rawsthorne. Conor McGrath had his foot out of play when he took the ball. Play. Can't do it. hard done by there because it looked like he had his foot out of the field of play deliberately to take the ball, which meant it should have gone back into Halifax's hands, but Salt comes inside and there's a head high tackle from Salt. Frustration boiling over. Seems to be more evident in recent matches that the wingers Salt and McGrath very quickly from the wing, take the chance. They've been fairly successful in recent weeks, but on that occasion, a little high from Salt and Stall. There's a penalty to Toronto. Well, there's very little time left. We're going to see frustration spill over in the last minute of the game. Well, the referee swapping words with the captains in the middle of the field. A little bit too late in the game now. One incident of course put on report. Ashton Sims will charge the ball up and Halifax defence will move out to meet him. Will there be one last go for Hickson? He gets the pass away to Powell and disappears into Halifax defenders. Another powerful drive towards the line this time from Hopkins. Halifax intent on trying to slow down the play of the ball. The pass out wide and again Halifax coming out of defence quick. 6 on 6, Morell out quickly to Macron, but he needed some help. He got it. Riley gets it away, they're screaming for it on this side and Adam Hickson, he's held out. Halifax looking to hold out for one more tackle. Buss's tackle, pass, goes to Riley. Riley, crossfield kick. Salt and Stall went up for it. It's come down to Toronto, but the ball will be surrendered on the last tackle. Toronto couldn't take it cleanly. Ben Heaton, this resilient Wolfpack defence, still pushing Halifax back as far in the last minute as he did in the first. Salt and Stall drives it up and once again defensive effort from Toronto trying to push players back. Salt and Stall claiming the penalty. Brandon Moore was away through the gap. Stoppages, can't be much time left. K2, Elliot Morris falling before he even got to the defensive wall of the Toronto Wolfpack then. Johnson, they carve something out again. Brandon Moore, that's a great run from Brandon Moore. Gets the ball away. Looking at one last effort perhaps to put some more points on the board. Fairbank to Johnston pass away to Morris. Morris gets it back to Johnson, but then Halifax cough up possession again.
I think they'll give them.
And Toronto will get the ball after another Halifax mistake.
That's all they do.
No rush to get the scrum together. I'm not sure what's going on. Hold up, perhaps one of the Wolfpack players is blowing a bit, perhaps a little bit of an injury. And finally these scrums go together, dryly feeding. Wolfpack looking for something on the short side. Not finding anything. Hickson goes inside and then straightens up. And another penalty. And fisticuffs again with everybody running in. It's over really before it started. The referee.
No fun whatsoever.
Darcy Lussick's decided to use this as a warm-up since he's come back on the field. Both the officials are on. After the substitutes are on, we're going back to penalty for the Wolfpack. Possibly the last attack of this game. Time running out. Halifax will like to maintain what is a 6-all draw in the second half after such a disappointing first half. I think Lussick threw a punch after that tackle there. Well, Halifax doing anything the Wolfpack can do, they can do better as they push back the ball carrier. McCrone trying to kick through. Halifax will get possession. And also try to begin a counter-attack, which not going to go very far, but it's a penalty to Halifax. Ben Heaton having words with the referee. The referee just saying, let's keep the game going, it's almost over. Will Sharp charges at full speed into the Wolfpack defence. Ben Heaton picks it up and does the same. Tries scoring in the second half. Ben Heaton, after that clever play from Ben Johnson. Fairbank trying to spin out of the tackle. Jack Hussey. Ben Johnson turns it back inside. Shows and goes and gets caught by the Schultz. And a little backspin, kick with backspin from Morel. Well, here comes Hickson, fancies a full lengther, but Halifax are back to make the cover on the Toronto 40-metre line. Brierley moves it across to McCrone, who gets flattened by Fairbank just as he releases the ball. And Halifax again showing that they may be down but not out as they make the tackles count. Whiting trying to draw the defence, he gets brought down on the 40-metre line. Bussey, short ball. Halifax still keen to keep the try line blank to the end of the game. But well, that again to McCrone, another forward pass.
No, it wasn't. Wasn't forward.
Pardon?
Wasn't forward.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Didn't think so. Halifax have plugged away bravely in the second half, conceding a late try to Liam Kay off what looked like another forward pass. For a long trip up the M1 after a disrupted day for Halifax and the Toronto Wolfpack, but the Wolfpack seem to have dealt better with it. Back over the Atlantic, back to Toronto next week. Halifax go to sunny Sheffield. Ryan Briley. Another. Halifax. Despite the first half disaster, have held their own for the most part in the second half. A couple of scuffles, a few injuries. We're not sure how bad Steve Tyree is yet. It's early try from Patterson and really just increased the advantage that the Toronto Wolfpack had. He went over after a clever play that Ben Johnson created his own opening and putting the winger in, charging over. And then a late try from Kay, converted by Brealey. Much better performance by Halifax in the second half. But a match they would have liked to have win, but we're never really in it after the Wolfpack at 18-0 up. Final score at the New River Stadium. In front of an appreciative Halifax crowd despite the defeat.